Okay, we have 6 o'clock. We'll call the August Planning Commission meeting to order. First agenda item is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, with that, we'll go to a roll call of Planning Commission members. District 1.
Jason Wienerman here.
District 2.
Dave Benchwood is here.
Representing District 3, Jason Crone is myself. District 4.
Sean Blackburn here.
All right. District 5.
Mike Prell here.
All right. And then we have at-large Rich Blankish.
Rich Blankish.
And at-large, I think, also being our applicant, reclusing himself from voting tonight would be Tara Ossendorf. But and then our County Commission member, Joe Persky, is not here tonight. So with that, we will move to agenda item number 1, and that's to consider a conditional use permit request submitted by Thomas and Tara Ossendorf of Albany, Minnesota, according to section 6.9.3 of Stearns County Land Use and Zoning Ordinance number 439. The request is to reestablish an animal feedlot with 10 animal units or more within the Shoreland Overlay District and in the A40 zoning district, which includes replacement of an existing feedlot structure. The property is in the northeast quarter of section 21, T126 north, R31 west of Crane Township, property address 40688, 227th Avenue in Albany, Minnesota. Quick roll call of members who visited the site. We'll start with you, Jason.
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
I also was able to. Sean?
Yep.
Mike?
Yes.
And Rich?
No.
All right. So with that, we'll move on to the staff report.
Okay, yes, and like you had said, Tara and Thomas are requesting to reestablish an animal feedlot in Shoreland with 10 animal units or more, and this is in the A40 zoning district. They're requesting, and maybe Shelley can pull up on just kind of the overview of the feedlot itself, a 20 by 40 partial confinement barn, and that's existing, and it would have a approximately 12,900 square foot open lot, and then also they need to replace a barn that went down in a storm, and that's a 38 by 72, and that would be number 1, which if you want to keep going, Shelley, to the ones that are numbered. And then also to increase, currently the site's registered for 1 animal unit. They would like to increase up to 36 animal units. So yeah, there you can kind of see the little bit of orange is what's being proposed as a new building. Everything else is currently existing. Okay, let me move on here. The feedlot was originally registered with the county and state back in January of 2000 for 58.6 animal units. And that owner, the prior owner, did not maintain the 10 animal units, so the site was reduced to 1 animal unit in 2006, which is the need for the reestablishment. And the breakdown of the animal units are listed on page 3. You can just see that they're looking to have mostly sheep, some broiler chickens, or sorry, goats. Sorry, Tara. Goats, and a couple horses. I was out there back in July of this year, and the site was compliant. There was just a few goats and horses on site when I was there, maybe 10 goats at the time and a couple horses. So just a couple things to note. The manure stockpiling, because it's only in shoreland, it would only be allowed within the permitted barns or open lots, and that's just per rule. And then Voss Lake is the lake that's within 1,000 feet in this whole area. I guess if you go down, Shelley, to the shoreland overlay, you can see the whole, most of their parcel, I guess, except a little tiny corner, is within shoreland. So, and because of the shoreland, they did have to have a updated septic, and they had one done in 2021, so that's within the 5 years, so that is valid. Wetlands did review this site in July, the 21st. I had a message from Jen that there were no wetlands within the historic footprint, and so we went back to see what was historically, and I think we have a map of that too to show what was historically feedlot. So the area that they're requesting, I just want to note, is slightly smaller than what the historic footprint would have been, and this would have been going back to like 2099, 98 photos. So that's the historic one. And then as far as the wetlands go, I think she might have a map for that also, just to kind of show up to the north, the green, that would be wetland, and then the blue, and I did a buffer that's 100 foot, and that's just to show you there is a ditch running there. We typically require 100 foot, so that's what that buffer is showing, 100 foot. But because it's a reestablishment, there isn't anything required that they don't have to meet that setback. But I am putting in the staff report as one of the recommendations for them to construct a topographical divide, just to make sure that nothing does run that way, you know, if would so happen to. I'm just looking if there's anything else. Oh, I did have one correspondence. And I gotta open my computer up here, so it'll be a second. But as far as the minutes from FELAT Review Committee, I don't think they had anything pertinent to mention in FELAT Review or concerns that I can see here. So let me just find the, oh, did you? Oh, okay, perfect, thank you. And of course, my computer shuts off after 2 minutes. Okay, so this was from a neighbor, Danielle and Belinda Metris, 596 227th Avenue, Albany. They are in favor of the reestablishment of the Ossendorf's feedlot within Shoreland. So that was the only correspondence we received. Otherwise, I think that's all I have. It will go to the county board September 12th, after this.
Very good, thank you. I only had one question for staff on this one, and if this wasn't in shoreline overlay, this wouldn't even normally come to the Planning Commission, right? For a reestablishment?
No new feedlots are allowed in shoreland, so it wouldn't be allowed if it wouldn't have been existing. Does that answer your question?
But if it wasn't in, if it's all outside of shoreland, it wouldn't have even come here, would have it?
Correct.
Yeah,
yep.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any other questions by members for staff or the applicant? All right, pretty straightforward. If there's no other questions, we will look to the public hearing. Do any of you kids back there want to speak to the public? All right, not seeing a rush. We did have the one correspondence that you shared in the staff report that would be public testimony, but outside of that, a motion. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Tara, anything you'd like to add to the staff report?
Nope.
All right. Very good. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Jason.
Introduce yourself and give your address.
Tara Ossendorf, 40688 227th Avenue, Albany, Minnesota.
Thank you. Thank you.
Motion to move the public hearing, close the public hearing.
Second.
All right. Motion by Jason to close public hearing, seconded by Rich. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Public hearing closed. All right. Any other discussion on this item before we go to findings of fact? Yeah, pretty straightforward. All right. So number one then, is the proposal consistent with the Stearns County zoning ordinance number 439? Please specify all performance standards that apply.
Chair, it is consistent with Stearns County Ordinance 439, Sections 4.8, 4.14, 6.9, and 9.3.
All right. Thank you, Rich. Number two, is there an environmental assessment worksheet, environmental impact statement, national pollution discharge elimination system, state disposal system, or other permit required for this facility?
Mr. Chair, none's required.
All right. Thank you again, Rich, on that one. So three, does the proposal conform to the goals and objectives of the county's comprehensive land use plan? Please specify appropriate sections.
Mr. Chair, Jason Wienerman, I believe it does under agricultural goals. Number 1, support agriculture as a desirable land use, and agricultural use policies. Number 2, emphasize the importance of animal ag to the county economy.
Perfect. Thanks, Jace. Totally agree. 4, will the site configuration, number and type of animals at this site and prevailing wind conditions impact any of the following areas? Traffic, public safety, schools, parks, churches, other impacts?
Little to minimal.
I would agree. Pretty minimal. To add some goats here. Number 5, has information been provided regarding the impact of property values in the area as a result of the proposal? And none were discussed unless I missed it. All right. 6, have all recommendations from the Feedlot Review Committee and feedlot staff been reviewed?
Yes.
And they have been as part of our packet here, so yes. Any other issues pertinent to this matter? I think it is pertinent that this was an existing site, and it sounds like the footprint of the current site will actually be comparable, if not a little smaller. Anything else pertinent to this one?
Yeah, well, the letter of support from the
Letter of
neighbors.
support from the neighbor as well in the public testimony. Very good. Thank you, Rich. All right, if there's nothing else, then a motion would be in order.
Mr. Chair, I move that we recommend the reestablishment of the feedlot to the county board.
I'll second that.
All right, very good. Thank you, guys. So motion made by Jason to recommend approval, seconded by Rich. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, so motion to recommend approval will go to the county commissioners. Thank you, Tara.
For one of them, have a roast.
All right. Well, very good. Hey, our second agenda item, and Terry, you can come up for this one if you would like, is to approve the minutes from the last meeting. And I know you were at that one. So if everyone's had a chance to review, a motion would be in order on that.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
All right, motion by Rich. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Sean. So all those in favor of recommending approval of the July minutes, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Minutes approved. That would take us to any other items for tonight's agenda. Nothing from staff, nothing from the audience, nothing from members. Then a
We'll
motion.
make a motion, we adjourn.
All right, motion made by Rich to adjourn, seconded by Tara. Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Done.
Thank you.
13 minutes.
Really? That's gotta be a record.